I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing, and every heart just singing. I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please can you If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing. Every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing. And every heart just singing. I see snow begin to fall. I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing. Every heart just singing.
Welcome back to Life Journey Production Studios. I am Keith, and it is 12 days till Christmas, and we are excited to be together tonight. We have a shorter stream tonight, hoping to go about an hour. Have to fit in my living room segment between clients for my wife, so it's going to be quite interesting. So let's get rocking right now and say hi to some folks in the chat. Let's just make sure my mouse is over here working. Chat on the air. Let me know if the audio is great. It's good to have you, Hank. Make sure you do say hi in the chat. I would sure appreciate that very much. Let's see, can we continue to go here? Good to have you, Tony, in the live stream tonight. And already said hi to Hank. Everybody seems to like the track. And so I put that in the link. It's from Premium Beat. Let me just pop that up there real quick. Let me find it. Where did I post it? There it is. So that's the track. It's called If Santa You're Listening by Cool Cap Music on Premium Beat. I think it's like $49 to license that track. Again, they are like corporate video music. You can license it, and that's what I did last Christmas, and I'm using the track for a second year. So okay, let me just scroll forward here and see if everything sounds good, audio and video good. Thank you, Tony, for that. I actually have already pushed record, but thank you for that, Hank. Everybody's got my back, which is awesome. Obviously, 62 years old, I need you guys to have my back, so I appreciate that very much. Just going here, I am using the prompter. I think let's go back in here and continue to say hi. The oops was my macro played my outro track, so I had to fix that. So I apologize for a few minutes late, and so I do apologize for that. This was the artist question that I answered for Tony. So hope that gets you guys all set up with who is playing that music and how to get a hold of it. Again, we have everything lit up in the studio. It looks like I'm a little overexposed back there, but too late to change that. Good to have you, David, in the house as usual. You've been attending quite a few of these, and I sure appreciate it. Let's see, what else we have here? Give us a glimpse of your Elgato prompter. I will bring that cord in later, Hank. It's out in my living room with my A10 Mini Pro because we are going to be using the Streaming Bridge there. I'll show you that view here real quick. Let's see, it's this channel right here. And I have audio follow video, so hopefully that's why I didn't say anything, but that adapter is out there from my phone. We're going to be using it out there. We're going to be going out there at about 1:15. And we have a special guest that's going to join us out there in the living room. I'm going to stream a little while out there from the living room. Obviously, my A10 Mini Pro is streaming directly to my Streaming Bridge. I posted a little short video on my channel tonight. You guys are welcome to look at that, and it gives you kind of a little bit of behind the scenes. 55 seconds is all it is, but it shows you my setup out in the living room. Then it shows you the Streaming Bridge under my desk, and then that comes into my Extreme ISO number 2. And then from my Extreme ISO number 2, I come out of one of the HDMI outs because I can assign that input to either one, and that comes into channel 3 in my main ATEM Extreme ISO tonight, and that I can bring in on channel 3, and that's this channel again right here. So we'll be able to go back out there in a few minutes, and you'll be able to see me live in that set. The lights are all on. It's ready to go. And so I will definitely show you that prompter when we get back in the studio before we leave tonight. So let me finish saying hi here, and then I'll give you just a little bit more what we're going to do tonight. Let's see. It's good to have you here, Lieutenant A.K. Allen. As usual, it's great to have you. Let's see. Thank you, Tony. The set is awesome. I've been wanting to go out there. I've done all of my Streaming Bridge streams from my garage, and it's not very good looking. So tonight to go there, my wife has clients showing up any minute, so I want to sneak out in the living room because literally you can walk in the entrance and end up right in my set, and they turn left and go up the stairs. So I don't want to scare them with me being live and talking to a camera. So hopefully they're upstairs now, and I'm going to sneak out there here in just a minute. I think all the audio is working correctly. I will test it before I go out there, but that's the plan. And we're also going to look at the manual from Blackmagic Design on the Streaming Bridge. I'm using my Streaming Bridge. I may disconnect the key so I can show you guys how to set it up, but it's actually ready to be displayed tonight. The software, control software. We'll talk about a recent update that they made. I don't think I've updated my Streaming Bridge yet. We'll talk about what that update is for. I didn't want to mess anything up tonight, so I knew it worked the last 2 times I used it, and I wanted to use it like that again tonight. So, and again, hopefully we'll get some more people in here. Let me double check my phone to make sure I'm caught up in the chat. Yep, it looks like the last comment is from Tony to Hank. So again, we're missing a few people tonight. It looks like I've said hi to everybody. Tony and Hank David, as well as Lieutenant A.K. Allen, and you guys can feel free to talk back and forth. If you, for some reason, can't get a question answered or I'm not seeing it, just put a Q in front of your question. I don't have a lot of people on tonight, so hopefully that will be perfectly fine. Please hit the like button. That helps the algorithm. We are going to cover some things on the Streaming Bridge tonight. We are using it again. The Streaming Bridge is this shot right here. So my ATEM Mini Pro on this desk in this shot right here, is sending a signal directly to my Streaming Bridge here in my studio. And then from my Streaming Bridge, there's an HDMI out that's coming into my second extreme ISO. That's right, I have two. You guys probably already know that. I'm combining them. So then they have two HDMI outs. So those two HDMI outs come into channel 2 and 3 in my main ATEM Extreme ISO. And that lets me assign anything I want from my second one to my first one through those two channels. I can only assign two things at a time. And tonight I have my overhead camera assigned to this channel. And I have my Streaming Bridge coming in from the other ATEM on this channel. And we're going to talk more about that later tonight. So hopefully you guys will get your questions ready. And we're going to roll out there in just a minute, just giving people a chance to get in here. And I do have a special guest that's going to be appearing in the living room. You might recognize him. He's a little bit of a rascal, but he will be here tonight. So I want to make sure that everybody that wants to see Ratso gets on there. Again, make sure you hit the like button. I do have some things enabled tonight. We have Super Chat enabled. So if you have a particular question and you want to boost it, that would be great. I will warn you that I will only have chat available on my phone. I will not be able to display it while I'm in the living room. I don't have another laptop to set up displaying chat in there. So that's why I want to get through greetings to everybody here. And I will say hi if anybody else pops on when we're in there. I'm going to show you my setup in the living room as well. We have a special guest named Ratso coming in there. We're going to talk Christmas a little while out there. We'll probably spend about 30 minutes in the living room if everything's working okay, and then we'll roll back in here. So if you guys are ready, give me a ready set in the comments, and get ready. Make sure you find yourself a nice beverage. We have a fire going on over my shoulder right there. We have some sparkly Christmas lights. We have the time, 12 days on the desk right there, 12 days till Christmas, and I've been doing a countdown. I can't believe it's only 12 days away. I will be live next week for a short live stream, so I hope you join me for that. I'm keeping my eyes open for any surprise tech, and it should be a lot of fun. Tony says he's ready to roll. Let me get a couple more of those, and then we will roll out to the living room. And I'll just check my audio right now. I should have audio coming in. I do from my second microphone. So let's mute this one, and let's do a little test here while we're waiting for the last couple chats. So we should have audio. Yeah, it looks like it might be just a little hot. And that audio is actually coming from the other room. And you guys will have to let me know if the lips are in sync when we get out there. I will be heading out there here momentarily. Any other people ready to go? Looks like Hank says he's ready. I'm not going to go until I get at least one more ready from someone new. And if you're watching this after it went live, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you joining in and watching these live streams. I am going to put some chapter markers in there. It's good to have Joe here. Joe almost missed our transition from the main studio to the living room, but we're going to be heading out there momentarily. Looks like that. So I have audio, video set on, but I am going to mute this mic when I leave to go in the other room. So I need one more. Let's go. See if there's anybody else online here. So Joe, Joe gives us a ready, that means that we can go out there. So let me do this now. I will not be able to respond to the chat on the screen for a little bit. So keep that in mind. We'll take Joe's chat down. I'm going to change cameras. Let me get a sip of water here. Actually, this is my Costco drink hidden in this cup. Tastes amazing. I have some hot cocoa in the living room. We'll head out there in just a second. Let's see here. Looks like we're ready to go. So let's change cameras. We're recording. ISO tracks. Looks like we're streaming. Okay, so it looks like it's safe to head into the other room. So let's just see what happens here. Let's change cameras to camera 2. Grab my iPhone. See what else do I need here. Well, let's do one more thing here. And make sure I have the live stream going here so I can see it. Let's go live stream here. Give me 1 second here. There we go. So I am live. So let me make the transition here, and I'll see you guys momentarily in the living room. Test. Give me 1 second here. There we go. So I am live. So let me make the transition here. I'll see you guys momentarily. Well, let's hope that I appear on my screen here, and then we'll get started. It's good to see you here, Doug. There I arrived. Let me know if you guys have audio right now and if the lips are in sync, and I can adjust on the Mix Effect app. But here I am in my living room set, and I've got my cold drink, but wait. I've got my hot chocolate. Let's taste it. Oh, I made a mess. That's good stuff. And the lips are good. That's awesome. So welcome to my living room. You guys have not been in here before in a live stream with me sitting at the table. I've got the ATEM Mini Pro right here. It is on the air streaming to my Streaming Bridge. As I said earlier, I did a short video on my channel tonight in this afternoon, and so you can check that out. I've got my DJI receiver right here and my mic on, and that's how I'm feeding audio into channel 1. So let's talk about this setup real quick. I've got my Canon 5D Mark IV right there. It's gonna try to time out before too long. I have my hot chocolate, which is really important when you're streaming. That is coming into channel 1. I have another cord right here, so I can tether my phone, and I'll be showing you guys the set here in just a minute. And if I switch right now from this room, it just goes blank, and I'll have to turn the key back on using Mix Effects, but I have a key ready to put me in the bottom and show you guys this view. So this will be channel 2, and the main camera is channel 1. So let me set this right back down here. Get another sip. So then I have a cat cable right here that comes out of the Ethernet port from the ATEM. It goes into a switch that's right here behind me in my entertainment center. And then that runs the signal through my network, and that's picked up inside my studio with the Blackmagic Design Streaming Bridge. And it's a great tool. They've done some updates. We'll talk about those updates when we get back. But before we go too far, we're going to talk about what happens in the studio. And then under my desk is a streaming bridge. It receives the signal with the audio that I'm sending from my DJI mic. And it's going into 3.5 jack mic input number 1. And then that is going with the video signal through my network into the streaming bridge. It comes out an HDMI port into my my A10 Mini Extreme ISO number 2. And that's going into, I believe it's in channel 3 in there, or 4 is where my streaming bridge comes in. It's in there all the time. So all I got to do is hook the A10 Mini Pro somewhere in my house to the network and then stream directly to the streaming bridge. So once you have a streaming bridge on your network, it shows up in your menu of outputs. And then if you have a setting for a key, a streaming key, then you'll have to copy that streaming key into your A10 Mini Pro or your ISO, whatever you want to use, but you can stream to it from the web presenter. You can stream to it from all of the A10 Mini line, and we talked about those last week. And if you didn't watch last week's video, I did quite a thorough kind of comparison of the pros and cons. I'm working on a video right now, a little bit more thorough, that will be available, be like under 30 minutes, but it would cover those things. I did a new graph. I'll show you guys that when we get back in the studio. So that streaming bridge sends that signal from the HDMI that comes in. And so you can receive the audio from out here as well. So you turn the audio channel either on that channel on my A10 Mini Extreme number 2, and then that comes in. Once that channel's on, that audio, then it comes into my output on my HDMI out. That comes into channel, I believe I said it's channel 3 on my Extreme ISO number 1, and then that I made live, and that's what you guys are seeing and listening to. So the lips are in sync out here, but if I was talking and you saw my face in there, it's not going to be in sync. And I'll show you guys how much delay when we get back in. So we're going to use this microphone to show you how much delay there is from this camera to when I would be live in the studio on that camera, and you have to keep that in mind. Because obviously there's going to be some delay either way. So I am live here in the living room, and I'm going to introduce you guys to a special guest. So let me put this down. Hey, Ratso, how's it going?
That's going good. How are you?
Well, it's great. Look at that. We're in the living room. Have you ever been in the living room before?
No.
You've never been in the living room before?
Well, I have snuck in.
You've snuck in before? Is that where all the chocolate from our advent calendar is going?
I know nothing.
You know nothing. So anyway, I want you to say hi to all of the people that are here with us tonight. Can you see them? They're right there in the camera.
I don't see anything.
They're right inside that little lens.
I don't see anybody.
Well, just say hi to the people in there.
Hello. Yeah. Weird.
I know, but they're in there because they're watching us live. We're on YouTube. We're in the living room. What do you think of the living room?
I like the decorations.
You do? Yeah, isn't it beautiful? You see the tree over my shoulder?
Yeah, are you going to buy me a gift this year?
Yeah, I did. I bought you the hat last year, and I let you wear it again today.
I don't just like the hat. I want gifts.
So what would you get? Why don't we flip this over like this? You look cooler like that.
Hey, they can't see me now.
Well, maybe like that. How's that? No, let's do that. So what kind of gift would you get?
Cheese.
I told these guys that you wouldn't ask for cheese for Christmas.
What guys?
Those guys in the camera.
There's guys in the camera? Then you guys are small.
No, the camera sends a signal from where I'm at to where they're at. They're the same size as me.
Oh, you mean they're huge?
No, I mean they're, oh, come on, Ratso, this is crazy. You put me on the spot every time I'm live.
I know, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, you do enjoy it. So what are you gonna do for Christmas?
I'm gonna hang out right here.
Well, we're going to my daughter's house, Nicole.
What?
Yeah, you're gonna have to sneak into the car, into the trunk like you did a few years back, and you're gonna have to be very quiet because if they find out, you know, some of the kids are really afraid of you.
Well, they're not.
Yeah, they are because you're a big, scary rat.
On what?
You're a big, scary rat. Normally rats are small, but you're a big rat.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying that you're a larger rat.
Larger than you?
No, I'm not. You're not larger than me.
Man, you're big.
That's so rude.
Put on some weight.
Well, it's Christmas time. I'm eating lots of snacks and stuff. So anyway, say hi to everybody in the live stream. I'm going to put you down so we can continue our live stream.
You're always trying to get rid of me.
What?
You're always trying to get rid of me.
Why? I don't really want to get rid of you. I really enjoy your company. You always embarrass me live, and that's one of my favorite things.
It is?
No, it's not one of my favorite things. That's me being facetious.
Facetious?
No, facetious.
I can't say that very well.
Well, it's okay. You practice. You go somewhere and practice.
Facetious?
Don't practice now.
Facetious?
No, don't practice now. Practice later.
Facetious. Facetious, not at all.
It's not a song. So, Ratso, I need to put you over there.
In the docks?
Yeah, in the box right there. I need to put you there.
I don't want to go in the docks.
Well, just stay there for a minute, and I'll give you some cheese.
Okay, 2 cheeses.
2 cheeses?
Yeah, give me 2 cheeses.
Okay, I'll give you 2 cheeses, but go in the box and say goodbye to everybody.
Hey, goodbye, everybody. Happy holidays. Stay cool.
You're supposed to go now.
Oh, see you later.
Dive. Every time Ratso's on camera, he's going to say something to embarrass me. And I hope you guys enjoy that because I never know what he's going to say. And I know that's confusing to many of you because you're assuming that I'm in control of everything Ratso says. But you can tell by my face that I'm not. And so it's just, if you really study ventriloquism, it's actually, I call it releasing the Kraken. So somewhere inside of me is this character named Ratso. And he just showed up in my life, and now I get to talk to him. And so anyway, he says things that I never expect him to say. All of that little routine obviously was ad-libbed. And it's difficult to watch the monitor and perform at the same time and hang out with Ratso, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you did, please say something in the chat so those people that watch it later don't think I'm completely crazy. I have put on a little bit of weight, but I'm trying to take better care of myself, so cool. Joe, that's cute. Thank you guys for all the nice comments. I should probably be doing ventriloquism more often. It is an art form. I'm very much a creative, and so you get to create moments with Ratso, and people seem to enjoy that. Obviously, as you can tell, Ratso's way more interesting than I am, and so there is a dynamic there. And when I was younger, I did some retreats and some camps. Even performed in some churches and large venues over the years when I was younger, and it was very fun. Lots of work to get those routines ready. Got to be a little bit more careful depending on where I'm at when Ratso is there, and he doesn't say anything is going to get me in trouble, and he rarely doesn't. So, and obviously he has his own little ventriloquist puppet family with Rudy and Grandpa Jones and Benjamin C. Bear, and who knows, maybe in 2024 we'll get those boys out. But welcome to the living room. It is great to be here with you. We have a few more minutes before we roll back into the main studio. So I just wanted to show you guys that the Streaming Bridge, in my opinion, is a great tool. I've never opened it up outside of my house. So even if you had the streaming key, you wouldn't be able to stream to my Streaming Bridge because I don't have a firewall open for it. And you have to open up the port forwarding in your network. That's not my expertise. I do have my friend who's more than capable of it. He walked me through it on my Unify app. I kind of, sort of know, but I really don't want to open up the firewall in my house, specifically because it's a network that protects our house and our family and our businesses, and I do not really want to open that up. And the network I'm using right now is my main network, and I'm streaming through it inside the house from my Streaming Bridge, and I'm streaming from it or to it to the internet to where you guys are by streaming from my ATEM Extreme ISO #1. So I have ATEM 1, the Pro, ATEM 2, my Extreme ISO, ATEM 3, my Extreme ISO #2 in the other studio. And so the reason I've added extra ATEMs, as you guys well know, is I want to have a portable one. This will always be my portable ATEM Mini Pro to stream to the Streaming Bridge. And it will be fun because I will be able to go somewhere in the house. So if I want to go in the garage after I get Studio B done or come to the living room, I'll always have the ATEM Mini Pro to do that. And the Streaming Bridge, I'll probably add another Streaming Bridge so that Studio A and Studio B both have a Streaming Bridge built into them. I'm going to have an Extreme ISO in each room. It looks like one of the rooms, the Studio B, will have my new Studio Live console. I will also have my second RØDECaster Pro for portable streams in the house, might be in the living room, might be in the dining room. My next stream is going to be from the dining room where I initially shot my wife's podcast. So let's go ahead and give you guys a quick tour out here before it's too late and I don't have time to do that. So first of all, let's go into Mix Effects on the iPhone on my ATEM Mini Pro. And I want to just see if I have my key on. So let's do key on the air. That's my logo. And I can change to, let's find it here. Okay, I'll just give you a quick tour from my phone. I don't see the key settings in here, so let me go to Filmic Pro. Let's switch. Should have a live signal here of the room. So there is my camera. There's the rest of my house real quickly. You guys have had a tour. I've got my main softbox up there, and I have a hair light and not quite adjusted correctly. Have my ATEM Mini Pro right here and got it receiving audio. This audio goes into that 3.5 input. Then we have camera 1, and then you have my iPhone camera right there. And you can see I have my iPhone camera live right there. And I'm using the preview program setting inside the software. So everything that's in the preview screen is always green, and everything that's live is red. And I can simply auto back, and you guys have me back. And if I could figure out how to get this to work, I would be able, let's see, what happens if I turn on, probably shouldn't do this. Oh, there we go. It's exactly what I wanted. So let's cut back and let's turn it on again. There we go. So you guys have me. Got my hot chocolate right there. I've drinking lots of it. And there's my camera. It's on my Gitso tripod. It's not really a video tripod, it's more of a camera tripod. And again, this cat cable right here goes to along the floor, and then that goes behind the Christmas tree, and then it hooks up right down there. You can see there is a switch right there that runs all of that equipment. Then I've got my fireplace, our mantle, got that playing in the background, and give you guys just a little tour of this part of the house. And the couch and all Shannon's beautiful little pillows. So the decorations you guys saw are all legit. You can see those decorations back there and the snowman in the kitchen. And then in the very back there, you can see that little display. And then I will go over Ratso. There is the advent calendar Ratso eats all of the chocolate out of. And then there is the entrance that you guys saw in the last video. So again, that is a tour of my setup. So having a streaming bridge opens up so many possibilities. And I love to be able to add spice. I mean, go to other channels right now on YouTube and find someone that's going to have the ability to do 3 different locations. I would like to have a Ratso set, maybe with a green screen so that I can perform right there. So if I did that in a post show or a regular show, I'd love to have that set up with a camera. I'd love to have different locations in my house that I could set up. Who knows, I might buy another ATEM Mini Pro so I can have those set up somewhere in the house and just go up, hook up a camera and be ready to roll. But the fun thing is this technology opens up so many possibilities, and I absolutely love the things that you can do with it. And again, this ATEM Mini Pro lets me put the logo right there. And so you can't, and that's using my downstream key. And you can see that I have, switch back to this, use this background right now. We'll do that and turn this on. So now you have my upstream key using the DVE to put picture-in-picture there. And if I go to the defaults now, because I'm going to leave this room, then it'll make it really tiny. And now I can take those around the screen, but I have to go back in the app in order to make that large again. So that will be the last time we use that key. I set that key up larger earlier tonight before we went live. So this is the cable. So I'm going to unplug it. And I can do that live. It didn't hurt my stream. We're going to take this with me. I am going to turn this microphone. Actually, I'm going to leave this microphone on because we're going to test the latency. And then I'll take the microphone off and shut it down. But that's pretty much it from this room. We'll pick up in the chat in the other room. But I hope you understand now how this ATEM Mini Pro with one camera plus tethering using the app. What is this app called again? Why can't I think? Filmic Pro, the original version, the legacy version, and that's right here on my phone, and I can tether that. So we're going to take the tether back in the other studio, and I'll meet you back in the main studio here in just a second. Whistle while you work, la da 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 da. And yes, I know you guys can hear me. And we're back. I got my hot chocolate. I've got my phone ready to tether. And I even brought my other drink with me as well. So let's get organized here. And let me plug this in so I can show off the prompter one more time. Okay, so let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. And we'll see if anybody else has joined us. Great to have you, Brian, in the chat tonight. It's awesome to have you. Always appreciate seeing new faces every week. Earlier, I said hi to Doug out there. Thank you guys for all the nice comments about Ratso. If you're watching this back tonight, you can see those in the chat. Tony says, I had audio sync working well. Yeah, I did some testing today. I burnt another day getting ready for a live stream. But again, burning it for you guys is well worth it. No one helped me set up. I did all the work, Joe, myself. I had done my wife's podcast, her Christmas podcast last week. So I knew I was going to do this. So I kind of left things out of my cases in the garage. So I was able to set up. It took me about 3.5 hours to set up everything and test and make sure that the Streaming Bridge was coming into the studio, and then make sure that I had all the lights set right, the microphone working right. And so again, let's see now. Let me wake up my computer and let me turn this mic off. And here is the latency. So my lips in here are this far off from the audio in the other room. And that audio is right here. So now my lips would be in sync if I was out there, but I'm not. I'm in here. So if you're wondering how much latency there is in the Streaming Bridge inside my house from the living room to the main studio in the back of the house, now you know. So I have the audio off now on the lapel mic. So someone walked in side studio B now, which I've moved to the living room. Still haven't started the construction in my other studio. And there you go. So all of that done with Joe's chat on the screen, but that's perfectly fine. So let's see if anybody else join me I've missed. Said hi to Doug. I believe. Good to have you. Can't wait to see if I get one of the things on my wish list, Doug. It might just be a Star Trek device. We'll see if that happens. Thanks, Hank, for letting me know earlier about the lips. Again, I couldn't show the chat earlier. I'm glad you guys liked Ratso, and I accept every Merry Christmas there is. So let's just go through these. One for Ratso. Two for Ratso. Let's see here. Was not expecting this. Sorry, David. Guys heckled me when they found out that I was ventriloquist way back a year and a half ago. And so I started bringing Ratso into some of my streams. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It looks like Lieutenant A.K. Allen. I loved it. Looks like Joe once again loves it. And Joe and Ratso are actually longtime friends now. Joe, I think, is Ratso's super fan. I'll take it as I said out in the living room. Ratso did a great job. Yeah, I know. Ratso always does a great job. It's too bad that other guy with him is not the greatest performer in the world. There you go. Thank you. I will take that. Bravo. You should. You're really good at it. Yeah. Maybe if I can plan this trip. I actually kind of have a trip plan in my mind to be able to fly on the East Coast. And hopefully, I don't know if this would work or not, but I'd love to meet Joe and Hank somehow, and Tony, and go to B&H, and maybe spend a little time together while we're still all here on the planet. And so who knows if that'll work. I have friends that live on that side of the United States, and so I thought as soon as Shannon gets this whole situation figured out in the springtime, maybe we could do that trip. That would be a blast, and maybe I could even bring Ratso with me, and you guys can meet him face to face. So. Yeah, that was an air purifier on top of the cabinet in our Dining room.
We've had it for years. I bought that thing used.
Then found another one at a Goodwill location.
We
had it running now for about
12 years
while the replacement one we used for parts.
But yeah.
Can I post a link for Filmic Pro Legacy? I'm not sure you can still buy the Legacy version, but I will do my best tonight in the notes, David, to do that. Do I have an echo now? Test. Check. Sorry about that. It looked like my mic came on from the other room. So I've killed it again. I'm going to bring the audio down so it doesn't do that to me again. I apologize for the echo. So sorry. Just goes to show you, stay up on your chat and you do a lot better than you normally do. And because Tony asked me to, I will turn this off. There we go. So sorry. Another live faux pas by Keith Bennett. It is what it is, and it is. So, double audio, turn the lapel off, done it. Horrible audio. Hey, George, thanks for joining us, and sorry about the horrible audio. That was me forgetting to turn my lapel mic off. I thought I muted it on my in my software control, but evidently I looked over, it was back on, so I apologize for that. Yeah, oh my goodness. I'll wait for him to catch up. Double audio. Okay, I'm catching up with the chat now. Let me go down here. I think that's it. And yeah, I almost had it perfect, Joe, but you know, it's Christmas time, so you guys love seeing me flub up. I'm ISO recording double audio. That's going to be great when I go back and ever use this track. I'm streaming at 6.69 megabytes per second. I have a streaming bridge that's hot and live beneath me. I am going to bring in, let's see, let's lose. I do have this camera angle today. I thought it would be kind of cool. So here's my prompter, but you guys can't see it. So I'm going to show you that. But here's kind of my desk view. But let's change an input here on my, so you go down and over. So I don't need that anymore. So let's bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, channel 6. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I bet it is. Yeah. Okay, so let's do a quick tour here. We are coming into input 3. So there is my prompter, and you guys can see the chat right there. And then it comes in over here. Let's light one up here. Okay, we'll use Joe's. He says it was trippy. So there you can see that as I clear these, that's funny, Doug. Sounded like one of those old TV shows. So I'm using OBS, and I use OBS to display full screen right there. And the way you do OBS full screen is you just right click. This is the program side, preview side, and you can change that right down here and turn studio mode off, and then it goes to just program. But I'm gonna turn that back on. So you just right click in this area and then you say full screen, and I can, if you have your ATEM hooked up, your PC hooked up, it will come up right there as Blackmagic Design, BMD, HDMI. Click on that, and that's what displays that right there. And so as long as that's there, then I can go from the chat to my Skycam, and see now my Skycam is live. And then I can go over here with my Skycam and I see what's happening on the screen. That's because I have chat on the air. We'll turn that off. And so I have this live. So if I bring on my PC now, then I have Skycam live now because I switched over it in OBS. And then let's go to a super source layout here. What do I have here? Let's go to super source. So there you go, super source. Let's change this. Where are we going here? We'll just minimize this and put that Streaming Bridge up. So again, I can then go right down here and let's change box number 3 to my PC. So let's go to, I'll show you guys this. Let's go up here to super source. We're going to change box 3 to my PC. Now you have my Skycam and then my mouse. I can give you guys location 1, 12 days late for Christmas. Location 2, that's on me. Location 3, that's the fireplace. 4, you can program 6 locations. That's my monitor behind my chair. There's 5, that's Santa Claus down there. If you push that button, he'll flash you. We'll see Santa next week. So don't miss it. You'll be flashed. And then that's location 6. And I can go to all those different locations, but there is the prompter. And if I look right into the text and read those, like there's Jay's. So let's bring chat back on. Let's see, what do you do? Chat off the air. I'll fix that here in a minute. It's because I've got my keys set up. So let's do this. Let me turn. So that should be, yeah. So let's go over here and turn Skycam off. So we'll turn that off. Turn chat on the air. Transition it with the transition bar. It is now not full screen. Well, it will be once I get a chat on the air. So let's turn Jay's chat on the air and it is ready to go. And then I will go to my chat on the air button. And there we go. We got Jay up there. So he's joining the stream late. We've had Ratso. We went to the living room and streamed in my little beautiful Christmas set. And now I'm able to show you guys my prompter by Elgato, and I'm able to look right in the camera and I can put chat up there. And this is that pesky thing it's been doing. And when I say pesky, I mean it with all of my little heart. I've got to click on these buttons up here twice to get it to go away. If I was to click on Joe, he kind of missed the echo. It pops up again. I have to click it twice. Every time I hit a chat, you're going to need a bigger desk. Yeah, I probably will. I have to double click on that every single time. And this bug has been happening in Aaron Parecki's chat plugin forever now. And it's really bad when you're on a small monitor like this. And so I can literally just drag this up. I usually have it down here on my Wacom tablet, but right now I've been putting chat up here on my prompter. And then I could simply go over here and switch prompter. Oh, it's not working. So I have to open up the Camera Hub app. So again, okay. So now let's do something right here. I want to go back to box 3 and make it my laptop. And we're going to put this camera down, turn chat off the air, and let's just make sure there's nothing else happening here in the chat that I need to address. Anything going wrong in my live stream? Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys real quickly. Well, I guess I should have showed you this. So let's go like this. Let me close box 3. Go back to box 2. And let me make this just a little bigger and me a little smaller. I'm actually making these adjustments in SuperSource. So this is my streaming bridge because we're talking about it tonight. So there you go. And you can see it's live and receiving a signal. And you can see on that side what's available. And then on this side, you have the HDMI out. And again, that's the device we're talking about tonight. I was using that to bring in the signal from the living room into this studio here. And again, if you watch my video from earlier today, a short, that streaming bridge comes in my switch. I have channel 2 live, that's my bridge. This is in case I want to send the program of my show someplace else. I can change it from bridge to program, but I normally leave it on bridge. That comes in right here on this blue cable right here. And then that comes out into, I can assign it to either one of these channels because the HDMI 1 of the extreme ISO out comes into 1 and 2 HDMI out. That's these 2 HDMIs right here. Those 2 come into these 2 channels, and you can see those puppies right here. So you got channel 1, channel 2, and here is the channel 3 and 4, and that's my other extreme ISO. So I can bring the streaming bridge from underneath my desk up into ISO number 1, bring it into channel 1 is where I'm using right now, and you can see it on the screen. Actually, no, I don't have it on. I'd have to change it. I changed this right now. I'm bringing in my tether into the live stream. So I wanted to show you guys the streaming bridge because that's what we're talking about tonight. And so I'm going to set this down. Cut back to that camera. You just make sure nothing weird happened to my audio. Audio's good. And let's talk about what we're going to do next. So I want to show you guys me and my laptop because this is the Streaming Bridge manual. And so if you go to, let's open this up. So if you go to Blackmagic Design, their product page, you can download the manual for the SDI version or the regular HDMI version, ATEMs. At the bottom of those manuals, you have information on the Streaming Bridge. You can get MIDI consoles to control your Stream Deck, your ATEMs. So that's in the software as well. So pretty much everything you want to know. Last week, Joe asked me about the SDI versions of the ATEM minis. I know the SDI mini version, Joe, does have 2 SDI outs, and it's just like a Extreme ISO or Extreme Pro in your studio. You have the ability to use the matrix to send a signal out to HDMI out 1 on the regular Extreme HDMI. So if you buy the SDI, you can do the same thing. You can send any signal except for the multi-view to SDI out 1. And then SDI out 2, you have the ability to send that information out as well. And I don't have my PCA in a window yet, but again, this is the software information. And recently, Blackmagic Design made an update. And the way you update the Streaming Bridge is you have it plugged in to a USB-C cable. And then when you do your updates, you're going to get the Streaming Bridge and everything else. and I'll show you guys that here. So if I go into, let's do this. Let me drag this over. So if I go down here, save, quit coming up. I go, what is this doing here? I guess I can't go into this when I'm live. So let me try something different here. Let's go up here to switcher. Let's bring in my PC. And we'll turn chat off the air. And then let's bring this up. Let's see, what did I do here? My PC is full screen right now, showing the chat. So let me see if I can fix this. Huh. Can't seem to get my mouse. Turn that off. Turn that off. This is going to mess us up, but I'm going to do this anyway. Yeah, if I do that, I'll lose chat tonight. So let me just go back here. Well, what I was going to do is not going to work because I am not duplicating any of my screens from my PC. They're all shared, so I can't display my PC desktop because I don't have the ability to display it when I'm using the chat the way I have it set up. So that's a bummer. I change that when I'm doing consults, but it would take a while to get everything changed here. So let me go back into box 2 and change it back to my laptop. So if I wasn't live, I would be able to click down here. Let's see, can I go to File? Connections, ATEM Setup. There we go. So I was just going to the wrong thing. So you go to File, you go to ATEM Setup. So here is Extreme ISO number 1. There is my Streaming Bridge. So now if I was to display this right now, you would see my key. So let me make sure my key is not displayed. There we go. So we'll go back to that, me and my laptop. So here's all the settings. So you can actually copy these settings after you get everything set up, and you could then send it to someone else with an ATEM Mini Pro, open up your firewall, port forwarding, and then they could stream to your streaming bridge. But here's the software. So I'm going to cancel that, and then this is where you go. So as long as it's hooked up USB-C, then my computer is going to see it, and when I upload the new version of the control software, it's going to give me an opportunity to update my streaming bridge. And obviously, if I click on this, you can see that I have version 8.6.5, and that usually goes along with the control software. But that's where you go in and set up your streaming bridge, make sure it's on your network, and then if you want to send that information to someone else, you can get a text file, export that, email that to someone, or send them an ATEM Mini Pro with all that information already loaded. Open up your firewall 5 minutes before you need to bring in that guest. They could then stream directly to your streaming bridge anywhere in the world, as long as they have the information that you've copied from them from your streaming bridge. They can bring that in, pop that into their ATEM software. So let me exit this real quick. Let me show you the other two devices. There is my ISO number 2. and there is my ATEM Mini Pro. So they're all hooked up to my network, and the software can see that. And where did I find that software? Let me close this again. It's up under File in the top left. And you go down here to ATEM Setup once that opens. And then there they are. And then you have all the information available right here. And so this is where you can do your firmware updates and all of that for your devices. And that includes the Streaming Bridge. So it's just part of the ATEM Mini family, and it uses the same software. So when you do the new updates, you get the update for your Streaming Bridge as well, but it does need to be hooked up via USB-C, and that's the same for all of the other converters for Blackmagic Design. So remember, when you update your converters, you have to have them plugged into your PC or your Macintosh via the USB-C cable so that they can be seen, and then you can update it. The other streaming devices or the converters have their own app so that you have to download, and so keep that in mind. So we're going to close this. And again, this is my ATEM software control. This is for my ISO 1. I could go up here and hook up to ISO 2 right here. Now I'm connected to ISO 2. This is what I wanted to show you guys earlier, and I realized I can just do it from here. So if I go up to the outputs, Joe, this is where you do the matrix. There's matrix number 1, but I also can change all these on the front of the ATEM Extreme ISO because you have the matrix on there. And then this is where you go for output number 2. What I can't find in the manual is the ATEM Extreme ISO SDI. Does it have 4 of these outputs available? Because the software kind of changes for the devices you have. And they say that things are a little different when you get an SDI ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. So keep that in mind. So I believe you have 4 choices up here with a matrix, but there was no way, Joe, for me to confirm that this week, but I was trying to confirm that question that you had, and I apologize that I was not able to do that. And that's what I wanted to show you. So we're going to move the control software back over, and let me take you through this Streaming Bridge page real quickly. So if we open this up, it's found on page 129. So 129 covers Streaming Bridge. You have more information here on the Streaming Bridge. On page 130, here's how you get to it. So you're going to basically stream to the Streaming Bridge. So let's just run through these. So, oops. It tells you that you can create video links with the ATEM Streaming Bridge, and you can do this both inside your network and other places. Oh, I just busted up a bunch of pages here. Get back to 128. Let's zoom out just a bit here. I guess we're on page 129. So 130 gives you all of this information, how to set up your network. 131 tells you how to go live and go on the air with your Streaming Bridge. This is how the Streaming Bridge software looks when you're inside those setups. So you have static IP, DHCP, so you can set up a static IP for your Streaming Bridge. There is an SRT update that you can use SRT, though I've never tested it, so I'm not going to go into that. Those of you that know more about SRT than me. But you got the settings for the streaming key. You can enable a streaming key for your device, or you can use it without a streaming key. It's your choice. You have the remote administrator, and that would be right here. You can copy all this information and save it and then export it in an HTML, and then that could be loaded into an ATEM Mini Pro, Mini Pro ISO, Mini Pro Extreme, Mini Pro or Extreme Pro ISO, Streaming Bridge. All of those devices can stream to a Streaming Bridge. And so you can copy this file and send that to someone else. You get connection status. There's literally lights on the Streaming Bridge to tell you what's going on. So it's got the ability to be visible worldwide. This is a good sign, and it means that everything is okay. No internet access, this indicates, and it tells you how each of those things work. And so I'm not going to read the manual for you guys tonight. I just wanted to let you know that that's available in the regular PDF manual. When you download the control software and you unzip it, one of the choices in there is the manual. All the languages are there. You go to the very first pages and it's English, and then it's different languages after that. So it's a gigantic manual, hundreds of pages. But and then you could stream high. I think you can stream HyperDeck low, medium, and high as well. But just remember, you would have to have the bandwidth inside your network, inside your house. So if you have a 10G network in your house, then you could go to a higher streaming bit rate and then have a higher quality. I will be installing a 10G network in my 4 studio locations. So I'll be running those wires eventually so that that's faster from different studios in the house. That should cut down, hopefully, my latency and let me stream at higher resolutions. But okay, so then here's how you do a remote ATEM Mini Pro. So you can see at the very top, there's a stream setting in your control software, and I can bring that over. So right up here, if I hit stream, there you go, load streaming settings, and that's where you would load in the settings from your Streaming Bridge. And that's explained in the manual. And when I first got my Streaming Bridge, I read all of this to learn how to use it. So that information's right here. Talks about broadcast preferences, factory reset, the on-air button. So once you are streaming to a Streaming Bridge, you just go on the air. I'm literally on the air right now, sending a signal from my living room to my Streaming Bridge. And again, I can show you guys that. So I'll bring this control software over, go up here to connections. I'll open up my ATEM Mini Pro, hit connect, and you can see that I'm on the air. So we're going to go off the air. And now I'm off the air. I'm no longer streaming from my living room into my studio. So, but I'm on the air live tonight with everybody in the world of live streaming on my channel. So let's just continue here. Then we're going to wrap things up. So the next page talks about the HyperDeck. So if you wondered where you get information of how to hook up a HyperDeck, how to hook up a Streaming Bridge, it's right in the manual. And you can see the HyperDeck starts on page 139 and the Streaming Bridge starts on page 129. It's all in the manual. And I will put a link in the description tonight to the manual so you guys can get to that. So I hope you enjoyed that kind of little look at the Streaming Bridge tonight, because I've used it a number of times. I did, like I said, I did a video short. I have another video on my channel that talks a little bit about how I did the live stream from my garage, behind the scenes. So you can check that video out. I will put that in the link as well. So a short tonight of how I set up tonight. A longer video on how I set up in the garage using the Streaming Bridge, walk you through the house, show you it going from the garage in here to the network. And then tonight I gave you kind of a behind the scenes of the living room setup. I gave you kind of a behind the scenes of here in the studio setup. Streaming Bridge is mounted underneath my desk all the time, hooked up to my network all the time. The only thing I have to do is take my ATEM Mini Pro and go set it up somewhere in the house and plug into my network. Now, I have found the location to tap into my network And I could use either a future Cat 6 coming in for fiber and use that in my garage, but that would cut it to my main panel if I ever get fiber in my neighborhood. And then I have another one that comes in from the cable box, so I could tap into that. So I'm literally thinking about getting a little switch, putting that little switch up in my attic, or just below my attic on the roof of my future Studio B, and then sending that signal still to the main room in my house where all my network comes in, and also tapping into that to bring that into my main studio. So can't quite figure out how to do that. I wish I had someone like Tony or Joe here to help me set all that up, but eventually I will have to put a network connection inside my garage, and I've actually thought about moving my network into the garage and then feeding that from a new switch to the panel, so because I could do that. So we'll see. Probably going to do a 10G in the garage closer to Studio B, and then feed that into my panel, and then also bypass that and come into my main studio here. So I have 10G here, 10G in other places in the house, 10G network in my new Studio B, and then maybe eventually I'll even make this network in here 10G, but we'll see. So that's kind of a behind the scenes. It is Christmas here at the Bennett's, and there's 12 days left. We've been live long enough that the hot chocolate is not hot anymore. So let's get back into the chat and let's start wrapping tonight up. Sorry about that, on there the whole night there, Joe. Let's go here. Okay. Let's go, Ratso. That's from earlier. Living room or this room green screen? It's not. I'm literally in the studio. We're bringing Santa on the air next week, and he is a flasher. So get ready for Santa next week in the live stream. But this room or the other room is not a green screen, just to clarify that. Okay, let's go down here. Thank you, Tony. That's a compliment from earlier with Ratso, I believe. Okay, let's get all the way down here. Good to have you, David. Sorry that you are all the way down under, and you didn't get a chance to come in live, but we've had Ratso tonight. I went from this studio into my living room and streamed from there using the Streaming Bridge, and we've been covering that tonight, so I hope you'll go back and watch the stream. But again, it's great to have you. I think I've said hi to everybody. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and thank you so much for joining me. I hopefully eventually will get Studio B going. I was planning on doing that in a little work in there in December. Shannon and I are still debating some things. The challenge is I have to do low voltage and stuff planning ahead of time. So we'll just see how things work out. If I can get all that sorted out, then I can build a few walls in the garage. We'll have to get a permit, hire an electrician before I put up sheetrock. But again, all the electrical is located in the garage anyway, so it's not that big a deal. And I have extra power in my panel, and I even have some outlets in the ceiling right above where Studio B is going to go that are circuits that come up in the ceiling for running lights. So I already pre-planned having those lines run in the roof of my garage. So there's two 20-amp circuits available already in the garage. I'll probably have a third one that comes into Studio B, but we'll keep you guys posted, and I will have behind the scenes when we get that done. So cool. I'm glad you're going to check that out later, David. So again, I want to wish you guys an incredible week or two leading up. I mean, there's not even 2 weeks leading up to Christmas. There's literally 12 days left starting tomorrow. for Christmas. This day's pretty well done. That's why I changed it before we went live. So if you count today, I think there's 13 days left, but obviously 24 minus 12 is Christmas Day. So 12 more days. It's the 12th here in the States. I know some of you are waking up on the 13th already. For you, it literally is 12 days till Christmas. For me, at midnight, it's going to be 12 days for Christmas. But again, we're going to change this every day till we lead up to the holidays. So, because it's true for David, it's true for us. So 12 days left to Christmas. I hope that you guys have some great plans for the holidays. If you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever celebration you have, I just think it's amazing that we are taking some time out, spending it with family, and celebrating. If you exchange gifts, if you do something every day. I know Hanukkah started last Thursday, and I have some friends that celebrate that. Whatever you do, please make sure you take some time to celebrate the holidays. I just helped release my wife's latest podcast. It's a mom's Christmas survival guide, because there's a lot of new moms and they're going to try to go at the same pace. And it can cause anxiety and stress, and lots of babies are born in the fall, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for those families to celebrate the holidays and not get anxious or stressed out or just do too much. So I hope you guys will take care of yourself and celebrate and make sure that you keep a good pace. And I hope to see you guys all back here next Tuesday. But cool. Joe's back, picked up dinner. We're going to go. So, Joe, actually, that's it, man. Ratso was here tonight. I'm going to roll out tonight. I have to get everything tore down in the living room because we have family coming over. So I got to tear down that whole set. I am streaming again, David, before Christmas. So keep that in mind. And then I have a friend that's asked me to speak on the 23rd. So Saturday I will be speaking, and it should be a great time. I'm just looking at the calendar. So next Tuesday is the 19th, and that will be our last stream before Christmas. And then I will be live on the 26th, the day after Christmas as well. So I don't plan on shutting down the live stream. I will shorten them up a little bit, but I want to be here and enjoy the holidays. So if you can't come next week, that's fine. If you can't come the 26th, day after Christmas, that's fine. I hope you guys will watch them back. I have some more fun stuff for us next week. And so we'll just enjoy the holidays and roll in the new year together. And then it looks like I will be celebrating the new year on the 2nd. Obviously live. So I hope you'll join me for the 2nd as well. So we have 3 streams between now and the 2nd of January, but that will be 2024, and that will be a great night to be together. So thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. What am I speaking about? Don't know yet. Haven't decided. It is a friend of mine here in the Tri-Cities, and we'll just have to wait and see what I'm speaking about. I have kind of an open choice. It's definitely going to be something about Christmas and tying that into our topic that day. So we'll just see. I have plenty of time to work on that event. I only found out last night that that's available for me on the 23rd, and I said yes. So it'll be fun. So cool. Thank you, Tony, for that. And with that, I'm going to say good night, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the behind the scenes of the living room, behind the scenes of using the Streaming Bridge, and a little bit of Christmas joy with me tonight. And again, don't forget, Santa's going to be with us next time. And so get ready for that. One of my favorite little deals. And I also have a gag gift I will be unveiling after Christmas. So you want to stay tuned for that second stream. I'm making arrangement to whoever gets our family gag gift, which is really cool, by the way. I will have that gag gift on loan from whoever gets it at Christmas in our live stream on the 2nd, and that's going to be a cute thing as well. Plus, if I get any cool stuff for the holidays, that will be rolling out as well after Christmas. So again, we have the 26th stream, and then we have the 2nd stream, so it ought to be a lot of fun. I am Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that for me. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Next week, we'll be talking about the report I just got from YouTube of how many subscribers and how well my channel did. That rolled in right before we went live tonight. So I'll be sharing that with you guys next week. Until then, be safe, and I will see you next Tuesday. I don't know if the outro video is going to roll, so I am going to cheat tonight and not use my macro. Media player. Outro. I'm going to change to HyperDeck and say goodnight. Try that again.
When I see snow begin to fall, I wish that it could be a merry little Christmas for one and all. And when I hear choirs on the street, so full of Christmas cheer, I pray this is the start of all our dreams. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Bells, they will be ringing, every heart just singing. So if Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring joy and peace on earth? If Santa, you're listening, please, can you bring love enough for the world? Then bells, they will be ringing, and every heart just singing.